What is up, y'all? It is episode 18 of the Sci-Fly Zone, where the multiverse meets the seventh inning stretch. And today's destination is going to be the results of the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game for Major League Baseball. And we were in for a treat this year. I mean, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game were both very entertaining this year. I had a lot of fun seeing all of these guys taking some big hacks and hitting some insane home runs. I mean, including O'Neal Cruz. I mean, he hit a ball 513 feet in Atlanta Baseball Park. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So we're going to get into the results of the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game as previously mentioned. So yeah, CJ, start us off. Round one.
Yeah, let's do it. This was a really exciting derby, and I think it was a really exciting start too. James Wood was the first guy up, taking the first hacks. I thought that was a great decision. He's one of the younger guys in this field, and he's been one of the most exciting guys to watch. And he had a pretty solid round. He hit 16 homers in the span of 3 minutes plus his bonus time. The layout of this year's derby was a little different than it's been in the past.
I was going to say, we should dive into that really quick.
Yeah, sure. So the first round starts with a 3-minute round. You have either a 3-minute timer or 40 pitches that can be thrown once the timer starts, and whichever one ends first is the end of the round. So 3 minutes in the first round, 40 pitches, and then if you get bonus time, if you hit a ball 425 feet or further, then you get an extra round, but the round is out based. So there's 3 outs.
No timer.
No timer. Any swing that's not a home run is an out. And you can also get an additional out if you hit another ball 425 feet in the bonus round. So you have a potential of getting 4 extra outs. So I kind of like this. I enjoyed that it was a little bit of a mix between time-based and out-based, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of missed like having outs in the Derby. It brought for some of the best rounds we've ever seen, you know? I mean, Josh Hamilton had one of the best home run derby rounds we've ever seen.
He's one of the first guys I think of. And I also like the out format a lot more just because it's so much easier to televise and watch. Because not only do the guys not have to wait until the ball lands anymore, because that used to be a rule when they switched to the timer format. You had to wait until the ball lands for the pitcher to throw the ball again. But shortly they realized they just want guys to start hucking the ball and getting as many as they can within the round limit. So that resulted in them trying to do a bunch of different stuff with the camera to try and catch up with how many swings were happening. And it was just really jarring and hard to follow. So it was a really nice change of pace to see the out format kind of make a comeback in this one, because it did allow us to really take in every single swing and truly watch the ball go and land, and we could react, take it in, and be like, holy crap, that was awesome. And then, you know, he could take another pitch or two before he takes another swing. You know, it was truly at their pace, and I like that more because, I mean, they're able to take better swings, better hacks on better pitches, and they can really move at their own pace. As I said, you know, I like that a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there were some times during like the time rounds where it felt like the cameraman was having a hard time catching up, or maybe they were like staying on one ball that had just like landed in the outfield. They were just sitting on it for too long, and we missed a couple swings.
Yeah, or not even the ball at all. Like while Rooker was batting, like they were showing his wife for like 2 swings.
Yeah.
Like yes, cool. I'm glad he has a wife. I'm glad he has kids. I'm glad that they're watching. But I want to see that man take some hacks. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to? Should we get into the first round? James Wood starting it off.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, he hit 16 home runs, which I honestly thought he was going to be cleared for the second round. When he hit 16 home runs, I did not realize just how hard everybody was going to be going for this first round. Brent Rooker was like, nah, bro, I got 17.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Rooker was great in this. I was excited to hear that he was going to be in the Derby because I just like watching him hit a lot. You know, he's one of the best DHs in all of baseball right now. Just like being on the A's, he doesn't really get a lot of the attention that he should sometimes. So, you know, this isn't his first derby. He's been in it either last year or the year before. But he did pretty solid. It was a weird round. He only so he homered on the first 3 swings that he took. And then he had 8 homers on the first 9 pitches. So he was off to an incredibly hot start. But then he kind of slowed down for the rest of the way. Like you said, he ended with 17. So he did hit, he had 8 homers in the first 45 seconds. And then in the next 2 minutes and 15 seconds, he had 9, including the bonus round. So he definitely slowed down a little bit, maybe ran out of gas, but I still think it was a great showing for him. I always enjoy watching him hit home runs. And yeah, he was a lot of fun to watch. And he actually very could have gone to the next round.
I was just gonna say he could have gone to the next round, but later on we will explain just exactly why he did not make it to the next round. And talk about a technicality.
My goodness.
Stay tuned for that. But yeah, the next guy we have up after Brent Rooker is none other than Caminero from Tampa Bay. So after seeing 16 home runs, 17 home runs, he's like, crap, you know, these are pretty good. But little did we know he was going to clear both of them and hitting 21, hitting home runs on over half the pitches that he saw in the first round. I mean, I predicted him to have the worst round out of everybody, and he was tied for the best round out of anybody. I mean, this is one of the few instances where I'm very happy to be wrong, you know?
Sure.
It definitely blew away my expectations. I was like, dude, this guy's just hitting bomb after bomb after bomb, and most of them are going over 400 feet as well.
Caminero had a great performance. He's been doing great for the Rays this year. I thought he was gonna do pretty well in this derby, but I didn't think he was gonna do that well. Like he's still I feel like he exceeded everyone's expectations. Like you said, like homered on more than half of the pitches he saw. He's really shown why he's been so valuable for the Rays this year.
Exactly.
And he also has the second highest bat speed in all the baseball, and I feel like you could kind of tell.
Oh yeah, he was
on the swings. His swing was looking like different. He was
he was looking like a golfer almost with how quick he was doing it.
Yeah, he was like swinging a wiffle ball bat, but it had the pop of a MLB bat. It was he was great.
So following up Caminero was the guy who basically, besides Cal Raleigh, I was most excited to see in this home run derby. For those who watched our last video regarding the home run derby, me and CJ did a little segment on this guy, and that is none other than O'Neal Cruz, because he had the 3rd highest hard hit percentage in all of baseball. So I knew that this guy was going to be perfect for the home run derby, and my God, he was hitting bullets. I mean, I saw at least probably 10 balls go over 115 miles an hour off of his bat, including, like we previously mentioned, a 513-foot home run to right center field. And he hit many more balls over 490 feet. I mean, it was just insane.
He was unbelievable. He put on an absolute show in this. He was such fun rounds to watch. I mean, some of the farthest balls that I've ever seen hit before. He hit there's a restaurant behind the stands and past a walkway at Truist Park in Atlanta. He hit a couple balls actually on top of that roof, just clearing all of the stands, clearing every chair, the whole walkway, like everything. I mean, he was hitting balls like 118, 119 miles per hour off the bat. His average exit velo on the day was 111 miles an hour. I think the next closest was 107 or 108. So, like, I mean, we talk about like Junior Caminero looking different. O'Neal Cruz was, I mean, they had the same number of homers in the first round at 21, but he felt like he was on a completely different level. The ball comes off his bat way different than anybody else in the league. I mean, he's got the hardest hit ball in the StatCast era of all time with 120 miles an hour off the bat, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz and Judge are the only players to actually hit a 500-foot home run in a non-Coors home run derby.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that Coors Derby was just do every derby in Coors, man.
Yeah,
If O'Neal
honestly,
Cruz was in Colorado doing that, man,
that
bro.
ball probably would have gone at least 525, maybe 530.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
with that exit velo, you could get
Oh
some
my
wind
gosh.
behind it.
Yeah, the thin air up there too. The ball's just like not gonna stop moving. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, bro. He hit a couple balls that like there were like some like just foul that were like hitting the brick wall or like going directly at the fans. And I was kind of worried for a second. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah,
about the fans and like somebody getting hurt because a lot of people did bring gloves, but even with a glove, like when a ball's coming at you that fast, and from that far away, it's hard to like track where it's going to be when it gets to you, you know. Plus, you don't have any time to react to it.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, O'Neal Cruz was an absolute class show. He was incredible. So much fun to watch.
yeah. And you probably need one of those huge gloves to really
Yep.
save yourself from
Yeah. Shout
catching
out to
one
the
of his home
fans.
runs.
Yeah. Shout out to those fans with the like 2 foot long gloves,
Yeah,
3 feet long gloves. That was awesome.
yeah. Honestly, yeah. Back to what you were saying, like whenever like I would see a fan like catch a home run and like they would all like celebrate and like react with their friends, I'd be like, dude, turn around, another ball is coming. Like,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
not
you do not have
celebrate too
time.
long.
Yeah, don't turn around. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure once the adrenaline wore off and they started driving home, they probably started feeling their hand a little bit more.
Oh, 100%. So yeah, O'Neal Cruz ties Caminero for the lead in the most home runs in the first round at 21. So following O'Neal Cruz is Byron Buxton, the Twins representative. And he also had a great round. I mean, this derby started off so hot. I mean, James Wood set the bar and then everyone else proceeded to raise it after that point. And Buxton very nearly tied it at 20 home runs. He had another great round as well, and it was really cool to see him display some of his power because he is known for his speed, he is known for his defense, and yes, he is a power hitter, but it's really nice to see him really be able to display that for everybody in the derby.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a great showcase for Byron Buxton. I was really happy for him to be in
Mhm.
the Derby, and I was excited but kind of unsure when he was announced because I genuinely didn't really know what to expect from him because,
Yeah.
I mean, he has been in the league for a while, but I feel like it's still the pretty small sample size that we've seen from him because he,
Mhm.
like we've talked about in previous episodes, he's had trouble staying healthy and like having full seasons. So he has been able to display some of that power in the past.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, seeing him on like on a big stage like this with everybody watching him to show what he can like really do with the bat was great. And I was really happy that he did as well as he did.
Yeah, and he was hitting a lot of balls over 400 feet as well.
Yeah, yeah, he was hitting some moonshots too.
So, following up Buxton, we have Jazz Chisholm, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
Only 3 home runs from that guy. How do you feel about that?
You know, I like Jazz Chisholm. I think he gets a lot of like hard. I think people are kind of harsh on him. You know, a couple years ago he was ranked the number one most overrated player,
Yeah.
according to like the player vote or the player poll. You know, he was on like the cover of MLB The Show, but he hasn't really um, like ascended to that level of player that I think people
Mhm.
expected him to be. You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, it was kind of hard. It was pretty tough to watch, especially for like knowing like the fans there. They want to see like big rounds. They kept cutting to Aaron Judge, Max Fried, and Carlos Rodon just
Mhm.
watching and like not saying anything at all.
Yeah.
It was pretty tough to see. You know, it was actually the fewest home runs hit in a round since the format switched over to time-based rounds. 3 homers is the lowest, so it was pretty tough. I think you made a comparison to Robinson Cano while we were watching it, which
Yeah.
I mean, the more I thought about it, the more accurate it seems. You know, not only is he like a left-handed hitting second baseman for the Yankees, he's like one of the flashier players,
Mhm.
but it was a really tough round for him. he really struggled. He didn't really seem like he was able to get it
Yeah, and
together.
you
He
can
only
see
had
the
one home run at the
frustration on
timeout.
his face as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you could tell like he was like getting frustrated with himself, it really started going downhill. When your mentality is like eating at you too, and you're getting less confident in yourself, you're probably not going to be performing that well.
Yeah, and it sucks because a lot of Yankees, Judge, Stanton, they've done phenomenal in the derbies.
Yeah.
So, do you think he had some pressure on his shoulders to try and perform up to how they did?
I think that could have come to play probably. Yeah. I don't imagine it was like any outside pressure. I feel like it was probably pressure that he was
Yeah,
putting on himself,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he has been a very hyped up player over the last several years. He's had a lot of coverage on him, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of negative press too. Um, you know, voted like we mentioned, like most overrated player in the players poll. But yeah, it was a really tough showing for Jazz. And I do wish he was able to do a little bit more.
Yeah, me too. So, now that we moved on from jazz, you like jazz?
You like jazz?
We move on to the most the most
I mean, that works.
the most anticipated player to join this home run derby, and the guy who leads Major League Baseball in home runs, Cal Raleigh, who's already having the most historic season as a catcher in baseball history. I mean, switch hitting catcher, already making history with the most home runs by a catcher. I mean, it's just really cool to see him join the derby. And also, he becomes the second player to hit from both sides in the home run derby. And also, coincidentally, that player was also a catcher, Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That's a pretty cool piece of history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cal Raleigh was great. I was super excited to hear that he was going to be in the Derby. I mean, obviously he's been the best power hitter in baseball this year.
Yep.
He's been having one of the best like power seasons, like period, regardless of like catching or switch hitting or as a Mariner. Like second most homers at the All-Star break with 38, only behind Barry Bonds. Like when you're one homer behind Barry Bonds in anything, you have to be having one of the best seasons that anyone's having, Um, and Aaron Judge is probably still the favorite just because of the all-around things that he's doing. He has a batting average and the on base to go with the slugging, but Cal Raleigh absolutely deserves a lot of love and a lot of appreciation for what he's been doing this year, especially at how demanding of a position it's been.
Yeah, so he had 17 home runs that round, which is tied with Brent Rooker, and this is the biggest, probably the biggest controversy in the entire derby. So here's what happened. Since Cal Raleigh tied with Brent Rooker at 17 home runs, you'd think, all right, swing off. Whoever hits more home runs in the swing off wins, right? That's what we thought too. But no. Here's what happened. They wanted to go by whoever hit the further home run. So like, okay, fine, I guess. But here's what happened. They both hit their furthest home run at 470 feet. So then you'd think, okay, they tied in distance. Let's just do the swing off. They're like, no. Zoom in.
Enhance.
Cal Raleigh's home run went 470.62 feet. Brent Rooker's home run, 470.54 feet. A difference of 0.08 feet. And they're like, yeah, Cal Raleigh, he's gonna go. He's gonna go to the next round because of that.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, dude. I was shocked. I was so surprised at this.
I was too. And what's crazy is they didn't reveal that this is how they would decide tiebreakers until the middle of the round, basically.
Yeah.
Like Brent Rooker found that out like after Cal Raleigh tied with him 4 or 5 hitters later.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
They showed they cut a camera angle to Cal Raleigh and Brent Rooker talking to each other, and I think it was actually Raleigh who was like directly explaining to Brent Rooker like what was going on because nobody had told them what had happened. But someone would like come to Cal Raleigh and be like, "Hey, you're moving on because you hit the ball an inch farther," you know.
A tenth of an
And
inch.
yeah, seriously. I mean, they basically came as close to tying as you could. They hit the same number of home runs. They hit it the same distance. Just do a swing off. Just give them 3 swings each. You know, I don't know why they couldn't have done that. Um, I mean, I'm glad Cal Raleigh moved on, but I think Brent Rooker absolutely deserved a little bit more love than that.
Yeah, and I'm not accusing MLB of fabricating this, but I'm just saying it's really easy to just put up a visual saying that he hit it further and just saying he moves on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know how they're able to track exactly how far it goes down to the tee. Unless they have like a little tracker in it, maybe. But like, still, like you really know for an absolute fact certainty that it went a tenth of an inch further, and you're willing to accept that that's enough to send him to the next round.
Yeah, man.
Come
Yeah,
on.
that was rough, dude.
So yeah, not saying it's rigged, but I don't like how it was decided. So Cal Raleigh moves on, eliminating Brent Rooker. So, final hitter, Matt Olson. He is a pretty good home run hitter for Atlanta. And, it's cool that an Atlanta hitter got to join the home run derby. It was originally going to be Acuna, but I think you mentioned CJ off screen while we were watching the derby. Acuna was having some back stuff going on.
Yeah, he's been dealing with some lower back issues for about a week or so.
Yeah, me too, man. So, so Matt Olson replaces Acuna, and he had a pretty good round. He hit 15, but unfortunately, everyone else hit more than 15.
Yeah.
Literally everyone, besides Jazz, everyone else hit more than 15. So it was not enough. Sorry, I was thinking of the Kendrick song.
Yeah, I thought of the exact same thing.
So we move on to the semifinals. We have O'Neal Cruz, Cal Raleigh, Junior Caminero, and Byron Buxton. Pretty cool. Only one National League player out of the 4. Not that means anything, but just pointing.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that there were 5 American League guys and 3 National League guys at the start, which I didn't realize until like afterwards, after looking at the brackets. So yeah, I thought that was weird.
Yeah. I always thought for a while it had to be 4 and 4, but I realized that it doesn't have to be. It's just like more often than not, it's close. Since
I feel like they just try to keep it around there,
Yeah.
But
yeah, so we go to these semifinals. You want to lead us off here with the semifinals, CJ?
Yeah, so Byron Buxton's up first in the semifinals. We talked about how great of a round he had in his first round. It was sort of a different story in the second round. He didn't really he wasn't able to pick up from where he left off. He only had 1 homer in his first 10 swings. He did start doing better in the second half, but with the second round, the timer goes down to 2 minutes or 27 pitches. Still implementing the bonus round and the outs, but he just didn't have as much time to have as good of a round as he did in the first round and kind of pick up speed. He had 1 more homer in the bonus round, so he ended with 7. But he was going up against Junior Caminero, who had, like we said, tied for the best round in the first round. So it wasn't looking very promising for Buxton.
Nope. And Junior Caminero does eliminate Byron Buxton after hitting 8 home runs, which this is a little nitpick that I do have with the bracket, formation of the home run derby. Having a 1v1 on both sides. One guy goes, one guy goes versus another guy. I would prefer if each guy just goes a full round, and then the guy that goes the most home runs and the guy that gets the second most home runs, they go to the finals. Because I don't feel it's fair that Junior Caminero only has to hit 8 home runs to move on to the final round, when another guy like O'Neal Cruz, like later on, he hits 13 home runs and he doesn't get to go to the next round. even though he hit 5 more than Caminero did.
Yeah, it is a weird way to format it. I do kind of wish it was like the first round, like you said, like just everybody has a full round and whoever has the best 2 rounds moves on to the finals. I get that maybe they do it for like the effect of like drama, like having the chance of like having a guy be like, oh, he hits two more home runs, this guy's eliminated. But I mean, I think, yeah, I think it would probably be a little more exciting or eventful if they were all given a full round, Um, with that being said, Junior Caminero did only have to hit 8 home runs to move on. He did that within the first minute of his round.
Yeah.
So he was definitely looking really good. I feel like
that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have loved to see how far that round would have gone and what he would have done. Like how cool would it be if, like, just like hypothetically, like for a Final Four, like the 4 seed goes last and then everyone else has had like a crazy round and then he just like eliminates everybody, basically
jumps everybody,
and just goes to the top, and then it's them and the other guy in the final 2. Like, I just feel like that would create more drama and more of a story than just the bracket scenario.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do wish they did it like that.
So yeah, because of this formatting, Caminero moves on and O'Neal Cruz is going up against Cal Raleigh. So Cal Raleigh starts off and he hits 19, 2 more than the previous round. So he's clearly still locked in. I mean, it's crazy how good this guy is at hitting home runs. I mean, I'm sure he could probably teach us how to do it.
Yeah, honestly, it looks easy to him. He's been the best home run hitter all year, and he showed it in this derby. He had a better round than his first round, despite having a minute less in his timed round.
Yeah.
He was so good. He had 16 homers in the first 2 minutes, and then he hit 3 in bonus time to make it 19. So yeah, he was. And I mean, overall, he was just super consistent in this derby. There was only a 2 home run differential between his best and his worst round. So, he was great in this whole derby, and it was a lot for O'Neal Cruz to come back from, despite how great he's been in the derby too, and how the praises that we sung for him earlier. I mean, he was still doing incredible in this too. He hit another homer 498 feet in this round. It was 119 off the bat. He like overall had probably one of the best home run derby performances we've seen in recent years, just in terms of like how like electric it was watching him, and like the distance, and how impressive it was watching him hit.
But a lot of fun watching him.
Yeah, he was great. But regardless, it still wasn't enough to catch up to Cal Raleigh.
Yep. As O'Neal Cruz had a final total of 13 home runs compared to Raleigh's 19. So Raleigh moves on to the final to face Junior Caminero. And this was a pretty fun finale. So Cal Raleigh again starts us off. I do like that Cal Raleigh, they're just like, dude, you go first. We want to see what you do first. Like, they want him to get the full round, which I get it.
Yeah,
so
100%.
He basically repeats his previous round and he hits 18. I mean, this guy is just, like we were saying, consistent as heck.
Yeah, 100%. He was the whole way through this derby. It felt like he like never ran out of gas. If anything, like he got better the longer he was in it. He ended the derby with 54 homers, averaged 18 homers a round, in 3 rounds. I mean, he was these last 2 rounds, the semifinals and the finals for him, he was going only left-handed, which I think makes sense. He did go switch hitter like we mentioned in the first round, but he was definitely hitting more homers from the left side, which I think is understandable. He faces a lot more righties in the MLB, so he's going to be hitting from the left side more often. So I feel like that's probably where he's just more comfortable. And I mean, he put on an absolute show.
Yeah, and also it's really interesting that he happened to hit 54 home runs specifically, because the most home runs by a switch hitter in MLB history is Mickey Mantle at 53. So If Cal Raleigh were to get 54, he would have the record.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's chasing so many like single season records right now. There are so many things that he could do. He's been so exciting to watch this year.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see all of the records that he's going to beat.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, he hits 18, and that brings us up to Junior Caminero, who unfortunately does not beat Cal Raleigh. He hits 15. So Cal Raleigh, to top off his incredible first half defined by home runs, wins the home run derby.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think it was a fitting end, honestly. He was probably the favorite to win this. Obviously, having the most home runs this year, it's hard not to think that he's going to do the best in the derby. But Caminero did do really well in this. He had a great showing, his first round in particular, but his last round was very good too. He ended with 15 homers. He, for a little bit, he did make it seem like it was pretty close for a while. I was kind of hoping that maybe there was going to be maybe it would be like a 1 homer difference, or like we'd get a swing off or something, but who knows if they would have actually done a swing off.
They wouldn't,
or just called it with the distance, which would have been super anticlimactic. But yeah, I really liked this final round showdown. Regardless of who won this derby, it would have been history made, because Cal Raleigh winning it, he's the first catcher to ever win the home run derby. If Junior Caminero won it, he would have been the youngest player to ever win the home run derby, because he just turned 22 on July 5th, which is insane to me. But yeah, I mean, Cal Raleigh is the home run king in the derby and this season, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if he's going to have more homers than Judge by the end of the year. I really hope he does. And also, I hope so too. Really quick, I do want to correct myself. When I said that Mickey Mantle had 53, he had 54. So
he did? Okay.
Yeah, so Cal Raleigh would have needed 54 to tie him, which is the same number that he hit in the derby. So he would have needed 54 to tie, 55 to break the record. So just wanted to point out that minor error.
So he needs 17 homers in the second half to break the record. Is my math correct there? 38 plus 17, 55. He needs to hit half as many homers as he did in the first half to break that record.
He can do it in a month.
He could do it in a month. Yeah. Yeah, man.
So yeah, just wanted to fix that error that I made really quick. But yeah, that's the home run derby. Overall, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. Yeah,
I agree. This was a lot of fun. It was a good mix of like really high rounds, really far homers, a really bad round. It kind of had like everything to it. So yeah, I was entertained the whole time.
Yeah, and the 1.5 strictly comes from the 1/10 of an inch that decided Brent Rooker and Cal Raleigh's round.
Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while.
And also the still somewhat like weird camera stuff. Like we really just need to go back to the out format 100%.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't really been able to figure that out for as long as they've been doing the timer. It's always kind of been like overwhelming for a lot of the cameramen.
Yeah, just go back to the out format. No one was complaining about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the All-Star game, Paul Skeens versus Tarek Skubal on the bump. So the top of the first, Paul Skeens, 1-2-3 first inning, 2 strikeouts. Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it was Paul Skeens doing Paul Skeens things, despite facing like some of the best hitters in baseball, he's still probably the best pitcher in baseball. I mean, his fastball was sitting like 98 to 100. He threw a splitter that was 95 miles an hour that the pitch tracker picked up as a fastball, which they were missing on that all night.
The pitch tracker was so bad. So bad.
Guys were throwing 86 mile an hour fastballs and 99 mile an hour sliders, according to the pitch tracker.
Yeah,
it was bad all night. But Paul Skeens was good all night for the inning that he pitched.
Yep. No one in the American League got 2 hits in the game.
Wow.
Not a single player.
Wow, that is. Yeah, I mean, the pitching. There was a stretch during this where the pitching was absolutely dominant. there were like no runs scored for a while, and it was just a pitching game. This was also a very historic All-Star game. There were a lot of firsts and a lot of first in like 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
Gleyber Torres and Riley Green were the 1 and 2 hitters in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The first Tigers to ever hit 1 and 2 in an All-Star game since 1966 with Dick McAuliffe and Al Kaline. So yeah, I mean, the Tigers have been the best team in baseball this year, so I think it makes sense that their guys are hitting 1 and 2. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, 100%. Although they did not start off the game too hot.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
none of
it's
the Tigers,
hard to start
honestly.
off the game good versus Paul Skeens. I mean, he's top 5 in almost every pitching category in baseball or the National League, and he's 4-8. Make it make sense.
Yeah,
You can't
get him out of Pittsburgh.
Or you can. The Pirates. Pittsburgh. What are we doing?
Pittsburgh.
So takes us to the bottom of the first, and Shohei Ohtani hits a single on just an incredible pitch by Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
And what did you think about the announcers talking to Tarek Skubal during the game? Personally, I thought it was like kind of annoying, a bit distracting.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it was definitely distracting. I was a little annoyed by it. I feel like you can. I mean, I like a lot of the times when they mic up players like during the game and they talk to him and interview him, but most of the time it's like the first baseman or the outfielder or someone who's not holding the ball at all times and who's like the focus of the game. He can't be. Tarek Skubal isn't the best pitcher in the American League because he's doing interviews while he's throwing the ball. He's the best pitcher in the American League because he's like just completely locked in and he's doing everything right every time. So with them like trying to talk to him the whole time, and you could tell like, I mean, he was giving like super short answers. He wasn't really like entertained by them much.
No, he wasn't vibing with it.
Yeah, no, not really. And they were trying to talk to Cal Raleigh too. They were asking him, "Hey, what's the game plan here? What kind of pitch are you going to throw Manny Machado? Tell us right now in Manny's ear so he knows what's coming." Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but I don't think it didn't really work out for Skubal much.
Yeah, I think it plays a lot better when the players can give commentary when they want to, like how they did with Kershaw when he came in the following inning for the National League. He was just kind of talking and giving his input without necessarily forcing him to respond from the announcers talking to him. He can, when he wants to say how he feels about what happened. I mean, one of the funniest moments was when he's like, "All right, I'm going back to the cheese," and he just throws like a 92 mile per hour fastball right down the middle. He's like, "I got it and swinging it." Oh my god.
yeah. Kershaw was definitely he was definitely into it a little bit more. I mean, kind of makes sense, more of the veteran presence. He's not like competing for a Cy Young or anything. He's not in the prime of his career anymore. So I feel like he was enjoying it a little bit. It was nice. It was nice seeing him out there. I'm glad he got to pitch a little bit. He threw a curveball to Vlad Jr. that like reminded me why Clayton Kershaw is such a good pitcher.
Yeah, it was like the epitome of his curveballs for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Picture a Clayton Kershaw curveball. That's what he threw Vlad Jr.
Yep.
And it went exactly as it always does. He didn't swing at it because he couldn't do anything with it. Yeah, Clayton Kershaw. I think he threw him a couple actually. Right. No, you're right. He swung and missed at the curveball, and then he struck him out on a slider low and in, which was in the strike zone the whole time. But Vlad just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Kershaw was great. I'm glad he got to pitch. He was taken out after 2 batters, which Dave Roberts, the manager, I get why he wanted to have his guy in there. And it kind of makes sense that they took him out. He got to like hug all his infielders. They said some nice things. He had a good moment. He got to walk off, like kind of soak it in with the fans. So that was really great. I'm glad he got that in what seemingly is his last season. I don't think he's directly said like, yeah, I'm retiring after this year, but he signed a 1-year deal. I don't know if he's going to keep signing these 1-year deals much longer.
Yeah. And he's done enough. He can retire.
Yeah. I mean, he just reached his 3,000 strikeout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. No doubt about it.
So back to the bottom of the first though, since Kershaw did come into the bottom of the second, since we mentioned him because he had some funny commentary to give. The bottom of the first had Tarek Skubal, like we previously mentioned, giving up that single to Shohei Ohtani on a really good changeup or slider low and away. And then Acuna followed that up with a broken bat infield single to the second baseman. And then with no outs, Ketel Marte follows that up with a double down the right field line, scoring both of them. Pretty good.
Yeah, man. This was a sort of an uncharacteristic start for Tarek Skubal. I was surprised at how quickly they got to him. I mean, despite being like the all-stars, they are the best hitters in baseball. But
yeah,
you know, Tarek Skubal is maybe the best pitcher in baseball. So I think it was weird seeing him kind of get hit around a little bit. They mentioned that this is the first time all season that Tarek Skubal has allowed 3 runs in the first inning. So
I feel like the announcers talking to him might have factored into that.
I think so, man. It definitely didn't help him, you know?
Yeah.
Also the ABS system is in, the balls and strikes challenging.
Yeah, Tarek Skubal was the first to use it.
Yeah, yep. On a pitch that they honestly shouldn't have had to use it because it was a strike the whole time.
No.
It was like a middle low changeup that was completely in the zone. Honestly, I'm not sure why Machado didn't just swing at it.
Yeah, I don't
especially
know
especially in like a 0-2 count. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he just wasn't expecting it, but yeah, I like that they brought that system in, and I hope they bring it in like permanently next season.
Yeah, and then for those who don't know what the ABS system is, it's basically the pitcher, batter, or catcher can challenge the ball or strike call made by the umpire. So basically, if the ball is called a ball, but it touches the strike zone by even
any way,
that much, if it touches
thread.
the virtual strike zone by that much, call reversed, made a strike. Yeah. Personally, I think it should be at least like a third of the ball or something like that, or a quarter of the ball. I feel like having just a tiny little sliver is just like, it's so anticlimactic. Like, I remember it was the top of the 8th inning, I believe, and Randy Arozarena was batting with some runners on in a really high leverage situation where he could have tied the game for the American League, and they challenged a pitch on the ABS, and then that decided strike 3 because it was that much of a strike. And I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. It's definitely not perfect, you know. They probably could adjust it in a couple ways to make it more effective, and maybe that's why they haven't brought it in yet. I agree that it probably should have. I think probably more of the ball needs to be in the strike zone for it to count as a strike. I'm not sure where they draw that line. I don't know if it's like the majority of the ball has to be in, or like you said, like a third of it, or whatever decision they come to. I do hope that it changes, because I mean, just seeing like the little like barely an outline of pink on the strike zone and the ball, like for that to like have that big of an impact on the game, like it is unfortunate at times.
Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with it even being half the ball. If only half the ball's in, call it a ball. I don't care. You know, I feel like a majority of the ball should be a strike for it to be a strike, and if it's not, then it's not.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
So while Kershaw was pitching, he threw a pretty nice pitch to Cal Raleigh, and he crushed it, but Kyle Tucker in left field made a really nice sliding catch, which was nice to see him display some defense on top of his all-star offense. Love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So after 2 hitters, though, Kershaw was taken out, as previously mentioned, and Jason Adam came in and finished it off.
Yeah, he was. Jason Adam looked pretty good. He's been having a great season for the Padres.
Yeah.
One of the lowest ERAs in baseball this year. I'm glad he got an all-star start. He was throwing some ridiculous changeups that I don't know how the pitches move that way. It was almost a screwball in a way, you know.
Yeah, it seemed like the ball was just avoiding the bat at all costs.
Yeah, it was like there was a magnet on the bat and the ball, and it was the same charge, and they just avoided each other at all times.
Exactly. So yeah, moving on, bring in Carlos Rodon for the American League, and he has the lowest batting average in the American League, but also a 3.08 ERA. What's going on there?
Yeah, that was surprising to me. I'm not sure why that's the case. He has given up 15 home runs this year, which isn't like I think he's like tied for 27th in most home runs given up. So he's not like giving up a ton of home runs, but he's definitely not like, I mean, Yankee Stadium, he's pitching a lot. The short porches are gonna a couple fly balls are gonna get out when they wouldn't at a different field. But yeah, I mean, he has been having a good season. I feel like this was probably where Max Fried was gonna come in if he was playing in this game.
Yeah.
I kind of was deciding between Skubal and Fried if they were going to be the start. I was deciding. I made that decision. I thought it was either going to be Skubal or Fried, and the other one was going to come in a second. And it seems like that's probably what it was going to be, but Rodon came in instead, and he pitched pretty well. He didn't give up any runs, but he did give up a 2-out double to PCA, who was hitting 9th in this game, which I was kind of surprised and a little not super happy about.
He should not have been 9th.
Yeah, he's been one of the best players in all of baseball, period, this year. He's the 4th fastest player in MLB history to reach 25 homers and 25 stolen bases in a season. So, like, he has been off to one of the best starts that we've ever seen. And that's not even talking about like how good he is on defense too. He's probably going to win a Gold Glove this year.
Yeah. We move on to the top of the 3rd. Logan Webb is in here, and he gives up a hit to Junior Caminero, and then he retires the next 3.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, Logan Webb was looking really good in this game. I'm glad he got in the game and got in the game as early as he did. He's one of the best pitchers in the National League. His slider and sinker were looking great in this game. He threw a slider to Gleyber Torres that Gleyber like kind of backed off the plate and almost jumped out of the box, and it basically ended up like down the middle, almost like low and away. Like,
he was fooled for sure.
He was 100%. He was looking great in this game. Jacob Wilson was hitting 9th for the AL.
Yeah.
Pretty cool that he was in the game. He was the first rookie shortstop to be elected by the fans as a starter, which I thought was a kind of a surprising but also a really awesome stat. I think he totally deserves it. He's been having a great year. They showed some shots of his dad in the stands too. They were kind of talking to him a bit, and I didn't even realize this, but they mentioned that his dad, Jack, and Justin Wilson are the first father-son duo to ever start the All-Star game at shortstop, which is
really cool.
Like such a cool stat. I thought that was great. There's been some great like father-son duos in baseball, like the Griffeys, obviously, the Bonds, the Guerreros. Yeah, 100%.
The Shed.
But yeah, the Bichettes. Yeah, there's so many sons in baseball, dude. Ethan Holiday just got drafted 4th overall.
Tatis.
Yeah, Fernando Tatis, father of Fernando Tatis Jr. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. Good for Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, 100%. And it also brings up Javier Baez. When he came up to bat, we found out that he was the 4th player ever to start at 3 different positions in the All-Star game. So 3 different times he's been elected in the All-Star game, and he's been elected at a different position each of those times. Pretty crazy. I mean, second base, shortstop, and center field. That's some versatility there. We'd like to see that.
Yeah, man, that was an awesome stat. Javier Baez has been having a great comeback to his career. It felt like for a while he was just going to be like sort of a blip on the radar, Yeah. He was going like down a pretty rough stretch. He had I think he was like leading baseball in strikeouts a couple years maybe. But yeah, I mean, when he was a Cub, he was great. He was a great middle infielder for them. Second in MVP in 2018, I believe he was second in MVP with the most RBIs in the National League. But yeah, I mean, since he moved to center field and since he's been doing better this year, he's been one of the most valuable players for the Tigers.
Yeah, man. Really love to see that.
Yeah, and he's got great company too. The only other 3 guys to do that, what he did, is Pete Rose, Harmon Killebrew, and Albert Pujols, which kind of some surprising names, honestly. Those weren't the guys that I thought it would be, but yeah, I mean, that's still great company to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, being with Albert Pujols, Pete Rose, Harmon Killebrew, and anything,
Yeah,
you deserve some respect.
yeah, 100%.
So moving on here, it's pretty quiet for a while after that scoring in the first inning. We don't really see much scoring until the bottom of the sixth inning, where the National League tacks on 4 runs. CJ, you want to kind of dive us into how that happened?
Yeah, this was a big inning for the National League. Chris Bubich was the guy that came in to start the game, but he would not be the guy to end the inning. He first at bat, Tatis works a full count and gets walked. Easily steals second, like it wasn't even a really close throw at all. He slid feet first, I'm pretty sure, but I mean he was there all day. And then Brendan Donovan came up. He's been having a great season for the Cardinals. I'm glad he got an all-star position.
Yeah,
he hits an infield single to put runners on first and third to bring up Pete Alonso, who is never a guy that you want to face with runners on base or in scoring position. Just ask Devin Williams.
Yep.
You know, and he hits a 3-run homer in this at bat. Very similar to the one that he hit against Devin Williams, actually. It's it the other way. It's like a line drive, kind of low fly ball. And this makes it 5-0 National League. Another pretty cool stat that they give us, Pete Alonso is the first Met to hit a homer in the All-Star game since David Wright in 2006.
That's a while.
It's been a while, man. Yeah. The Mets were pretty bad for a bit in there, you know. They had some not great stretches, but yeah. So Chris Bubich had a tough start. It seems like the National League was getting to the best lefties in the American League. You know, Tarek Skubal, they scored 2 off him in the first. Chris Bubich has been having a great year for the Royals. They score 3 off him. And then they bring in Casey Mize, who came in as a replacement for Garrett Crochet in this, because Garrett Crochet had pitched a couple days previously. So Casey Mize comes in the game. I'm glad he got an all-star position. He's been having a great year too. However, he immediately gives up a home run to Corbin Carroll, who is another guy who's been having a great season. Corbin Carroll is the first Diamondback ever to hit a home run in the All-Star game. I was kind of shocked by this stat. I know the Diamondbacks aren't like a super old team. They're kind of a newer one, but they've had some great power hitters.
Yeah, I mean, Luis Gonzalez was in the home run derby. Like, you think he could have hit a home run out of all the 5 units in Arizona?
Yeah, Luis Gonzalez, Paul Goldschmidt, you know, Ketel Marte, even. Like, there's been some really great Diamondbacks, and Corbin Carroll, really
Adam
cool
Dunn.
He was able to make. Oh, he was a Diamondback. Wow. Oh my gosh, I forgot he was a Diamondback. Wow.
Yeah.
But so yeah, this was a big inning for them. Two homers for the National League, which is also the first time the National League has had 2 homers in the same inning in an All-Star game since 1977. Recently the National Leagues have been on
48 years.
Yeah, almost half a century, dude. Almost half a century. It's
wow.
Some historic things happening in this game, dude. Casey Mize was able to strike out Ellie, but it wasn't before the National League ended up scoring 4 runs to make it 6-0 in the 6th.
Yeah, which sets the stage for the American League to attempt to pull off the biggest comeback in All-Star Game history, as the biggest deficit to come back from in history at this point is 5 runs. So they're currently down 6-0. So if they were to come back and tie it, they would basically be pulling off the biggest comeback in All-Star Game history. Because technically, I do consider them tying the game as coming back. Like, I don't think you need to take the lead to necessarily call it a comeback. Like, if they did end up going to extras and losing later, then like I think that's just them losing later, because they did come back and tie it, because they would have lost then.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, if they didn't do that, then they would have lost the game. So they came back from the run deficit. So yeah, in my books, that's how it works too. Yeah.
So before the 7th inning started, they did a quick Hank Aaron tribute, which I thought was awesome. They showed a projection of him hitting his 715th home run, passing Babe Ruth. Super cool. And they even showed the pitch coming in and shot a firework off towards from home plate towards the spot where he hit the home run, which I thought was a really nice touch. And then just some nice commentary throughout. Really like it. I consider him the most consistent hitter of all time and probably the best outside of Barry Bonds, even though we do know Barry Bonds did cheat using steroids. Not like officially, but come on.
But he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He definitely did. He denies it, but he did.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a really great tribute to Hank Aaron. I'm really glad they did this in Atlanta. Obviously, he's the best Brave of all time, if not the best like hitter of all time. You know, there's really hasn't been anybody as consistent as him throughout his career. You know, like obviously people know about the 755 career home runs, which is only 7 behind Barry Bonds, which is very close. But Hank Aaron never had a 50 homer season. You know. So that means that he had to play for a very long time and he had to be very consistent.
Which he did, which he was.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's nobody who's really done what Hank Aaron did over the amount of time that he did it, you know?
Yeah.
And for that, I completely think he's one of, if not the greatest hitter of all time.
100%. 100%. I never get tired talking about him. Yeah, so it seems like the American League got very inspired seeing Hank Aaron hit some home runs, as following that projection on the field, we get to the top of the 7th inning. And this is where the magic happens. So, we start off with an Alejandro Kirk single off of Adrian Morejon?
Yeah, Morejon, I think. Yeah.
More on him later.
I thought you called him a moron.
Morejon. Yeah, so Alejandro Kirk hits a single off him, and then he walks Jonathan Aranda. So after that, he gets taken out.
Only 2 batters faced.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts, Dodgers manager. Adrian Morejon, Padres pitcher.
Get him
I'm
out.
not saying it.
Get him out. Although he did bring in a Giants pitcher after, so who knows? But I don't know. 6-0 lead, pulling him after 2 batters. I get it's the All-Star game, but he could have gone 3 at least.
Yeah, 100%. Especially considering how well he's been doing this year. He's been one of the best relievers, kind of out of nowhere. He's been in the league since 2019, but I mean, he's got a 1.85 ERA this year. He's been great for the Padres.
Super great. So that brings up Brent Rooker. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Brent Rooker. I don't know if you remember Brent Rooker, the guy in the home run derby.
That thing?
Who tied Cal Raleigh in the first round and got eliminated by a technicality. That Brent Rooker. So when I was mentioning how the American League got inspired by Hank Aaron's projection of his home run, he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to take a page out of Hank Aaron's book and drill a 3-run homer to cut the lead in half. The first home run allowed by Randy Rodriguez, the pitcher who came in to replace Morejon. I'm gonna say his name like that every time.
Say
now.
it differently each time.
Yeah.
So maybe one of the times you'll get it right.
Yeah. So Randy Rodriguez comes in and immediately gives up a home run to Brent Rooker, cutting the lead in half, making it 6-3, the first home run since April that Randy's given up. So, and that's also the first home run by an Oakland A in the All-Star game since 1988. So that's crazy. And then Michael Garcia comes up, gets walked, still second, gets to third on a really bad throw by Hunter Goodman. So then he immediately scores on a ground out after that, making the score 6-4. Only 2 more for the team to tie the game. Big inning for the American League, cutting the lead down to just 2 runs. Pretty nuts.
Yeah, this was a huge inning for the American League. Like you said, Hank Aaron tribute just before this. Brent Rooker kind of felt the need to reach into his little Hank Aaron bag. Honestly, that homer that he hit was pretty close to the one that Hank Aaron's was.
Yeah, it went pretty far. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, kind of felt like Brent Rooker might have had a chip on his shoulder a little bit.
Yeah,
he totally could have gone further in the second, gone into the second round of the Derby, like we mentioned. but it was, I mean, a couple like matter of inches. And yeah, man, baseball is a game of inches. That's what people always say, and we saw that several times throughout this All-Star break. Just ask Brent Rooker.
Yeah, poor Brent Rooker, man.
Yeah, well, maybe not, because he got his lick back in the next game. You know.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
So I do want to mention in the top of the 8th inning, Jacob Mizorowski actually got put in a game.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of surprised that he that they put him in the game, considering, like, I mean, there has been definitely some very public backlash from a lot of people for Jacob Mizorowski getting put in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can understand it. He has only started 5 games, you know, but on the other hand, you know, the All-Star game it's not really, like, it doesn't determine anything anymore. It doesn't really matter who wins or loses. It's more so a spectacle. So I get that they want to have the spectacles in the game, you know. It's a big reason why Paul Skeens started the All-Star game last year in 11 starts, you know, because he was the most popular pitcher at the time. So yeah, I'm glad Mizorowski got in the game, and he was looking great. He was definitely fired up for this. First pitch he threw was 102 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He was throwing some good splitters. Did give up a single to Jonathan Aranda on a changeup, but other than that, there wasn't really a lot that happened in his inning. There were a couple like fly balls that were hit, but I mean, there was no damage done, and yeah, it was cool seeing him in the game. And they kept cutting to the players in the dugouts, like sitting up on the stairs and like leaning over
Cool.
the rail, looking at him pitch. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I know, like, people were upset that he was in the game, but everybody wanted to see what he was going to do, you know.
Yeah, and also, like, I saw this mentioned too as like a counterpoint to people being mad about it. 12 other players declined to join the game before Mizorowski accepted. 12 other guys were asked prior to Mizorowski, and yet people are mad, like, oh, he should have been at the game. It's like, well, 12 other dudes could have taken his spot, and no one did. So I don't know.
Yeah, that is a really important fact to bring up, you know, because at a certain point, with how many guys that have said no, whether it be because they've pitched a couple days before or they just don't want to do it, they opted out of it. It does come down to Jacob Mizorowski having, I mean, he's been one of the hottest pitchers in the National League since he's like gotten to the league, you know. So yeah, I'm happy for him that he got an All-Star appearance, and I don't think it's gonna be his last.
No, me neither. And so that takes us to the 9th inning. National League up 6-4, and they bring in the MLB league leader in saves in Robert Suarez to close out the game. And the last time that a team came into the All-Star game losing and came back and won was in 2006, when the American League scored 2 runs in the 9th inning to beat the National League. So immediately, 2 doubles by Byron Buxton and Bobby Witt Jr. to make the score 6-5. Now, knees weak, arms are heavy, palms are sweaty, but not because of mom's spaghetti. So Edwin Diaz comes in to replace Suarez, and the ball is hit to Matt Olson down the line, and he makes a great play, great diving play to prevent the run from scoring, but the runner does move to third, and that brings up Steven Kwan with 2 outs, and down to his final strike, he hits a chopper to the left side, and he runs it out to tie the game. Pretty sick.
Yeah, this was super exciting inning. It was such a fun way for the game to be tied to, because I mean, you start off with like 2 great hits from Buxton and Witt, back-to-back doubles, you know, and then the one that ties it is just a little chopper over the pitcher's head, because there's a pull shift on Steven Kwan and there's nobody covering the third base side. Third base is playing shortstop, and Steven Kwan is fast, and he's hitting from the left side, so he has a shorter distance to run. And he beats it out. 2-out infield single to tie the game. Yeah, this was super exciting. Um, yeah, I was at the edge of my seat at this point.
Yeah, me too. So now there's 2 outs, runner on first, and that brings up Randy Arozarena. And the inning ends in a very anticlimactic way, like I have mentioned before. So Diaz throws a 2-strike fastball on the outside corner to Randy Arozarena, and he thinks it's a strike. Umpire calls it a ball. So he does a little tap, tap. Hey, look at it. Check it out. Review it. And the ball ends up being that much of a strike. So the call's reversed. End of the 9th inning. No more. That's it. That's the end of the comeback, which, again,
Yeah.
super anticlimactic. I don't know. Not a fan.
Yeah.
If it actually was a full-on strike, then I'm happy it got reversed because it deserves to be a strike. But if it's that much, I ain't rocking with it.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about how they rule it earlier in the episode. You know, like any piece of the baseball touching the strike zone means it's a strike, according to them. Which, you know, especially like for a big situation and a big inning to end like that is tough. But especially considering the rally that the American League was building, you know, and the momentum that they had. You know, they had. Stephen Kwan on first. He's fast. He could steal second, hypothetically, get in scoring position, and at that point, a single gives them the lead. But
they're at the top of the lineup as well at that point.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, this was a really unfortunate way for the top of the 9th to end.
So yeah, that takes us to the bottom of the 9th inning, and we see big boy Aroldis Chapman come in, still pumping gas, still doing his thing. He has the 4th most All-Star appearances as a reliever behind Mariano Rivera, Craig Kimbrell, and Rich Gossage. So that's some pretty good company. He's still pumping 100, still got a nasty splitter, and that shows in a 1-2-3 bottom of the 9th. So we ended the 9th inning with a tie ball game. So most people would say, all right, we're going to extras. No. We're doing something different this year, folks. We are going into a swing off, which, why now? That's my only thing. Why are we doing it now? Because we can. So here's the deal. Each team drafts 3 players on their roster, and those players are going to be matched up with 3 other players, 1 versus 1, 3 times on the other team. And each player on each team is going to get 3 total swings. They can take as many pitches as they want, but they get 3 swings total. And if it's not a home run, it's an out. But if it's a home run, then they get a point. And the team with the most home runs by the time each team is done hitting will win the All-Star game. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. This was I was confused when they were setting this up, but I was excited. You know, first time we've ever seen this, and especially considering how great the home run derby was the day before, why not keep the festivities going? And I loved the like, not only the energy, but I guess, like, for lack of a better term, the vibe of like this swing off, and like the players were standing outside the dugout as if it was like a home run derby. They were just chilling on the infield grass. They were like getting excited about every home run that their players hit, and every home run that the other team hit. I saw the National League getting excited when I think Brent Rooker was hitting homers, you know, for the American League. So I thought this was really cool, and just I think it's a great format. Although I think a few of the choices that Aaron Boone in particular made was kind of questionable.
Aaron Boone.
Yeah, he puts the boo in Boone for sure.
Yeah. I mean, no Aaron Judge, no Cal Raleigh, no brain.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
This was
we're doing a home run swing off, and we're not gonna have the 2 guys who are leading the American League in home runs. Cut the front door.
Yeah. And it's not like I really don't know why he didn't use Cal Raleigh, because
there were no technicalities.
Yeah, no. And it's not like it's not like he didn't want to use him because he was in the Derby yesterday, because he picked Brent Rooker, and Brent Rooker was in the Derby yesterday. And he had a pretty good showing, but the other two guys were not very great decisions, in my opinion.
No.
Randy Arozarena, who, yeah, he's an all-star this year, yeah, but he hasn't been having the year that he's had in the past, I think he's got about 15 home runs right now. And Jonathan Aranda was his other choice, who I have been very public and very vocal with my how much I enjoy Jonathan Aranda and how much I think he's one of the best first basemen in baseball, but like, all respect to him, but home runs is like just not really his game. He's got 11 or 12 homers this year.
Yeah, like you can be an all-star, but you can also not be the guy for a home run swing off.
Yeah.
I mean, the smartest choice out of all 6 guys here was Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
As soon as the National League announced him along with Kyle Stowers and Pete Alonso, which those are much better choices for sure. Yeah. As soon as they announced Schwarber was doing it, I was like, oh, he's hitting 3. He's hitting 3 in all 3 swings. And he did.
He did.
He went dead center for F's sake. Like, come on.
Yeah.
He didn't even
Yeah,
need
that
to.
one was crazy.
The thing is like his swings look so easy for him. It's crazy.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber has been one of the best power hitters in all of baseball this year. He's one of the only guys with 30 homers, and he would have been the starting DH for the NL if Shohei Ohtani didn't exist,
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna
yeah.
do? What are you gonna do?
Another guy who probably could have been in the swing off but wasn't. I hope they do an interview or somebody asks them like why they made the decisions they did, Aaron Boone in particular, but I was but regardless, I love the layout of it and how it was formatted, and I think it provided a really great and original, like, exciting, like, layer to the All-Star game,
Yeah, and do you think they've been plotting the swing off for years? Because we haven't really had a tied 9th inning in an All-Star game in a long time. So it just seems really, I don't know, not convenient or scripted. I mean, it kind of does a little bit, but like you can't script baseball. It's too hard of a sport.
Yeah.
You can't script baseball.
Like,
unless your goal is to strike out intentionally as a batter or make an error intentionally as a fielder. That's as far as I can see it, a game getting scripted, or but I just think it's really crazy how they brought in the swing off when there hasn't been like a tied 9th inning in an All-Star game in forever.
Yeah, it is. I do think it was kind of a weird spot for it to happen. Especially it has been a while, but they have done they've kind of been experimenting with tied games in the All-Star game for a while. It used to be they just tied. I think that they've tied twice, maybe, the AL and NL. Sometimes they've done extra innings in the past, or they'll cut it off after the 10th inning. But yeah, I'm not sure why this was the time that they decided to do it. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a fun choice, especially since extra innings are not guaranteed with how long the game's gonna go. So I definitely thought it was a more exciting and fun way to end the game. I'm not advocating for this to be the end of every single game that goes to extra innings. I thought it was something that was appropriate for the All-Star game, and I thought it was fun. I just don't. My biggest nitpick was just the people that Aaron Boone picked to go up. What are we doing?
Yeah. It was. I'm very much questioning why he picked them. I mean, Randy Arozarena and Jonathan Aranda combined for 1 homer in 6 swings. Brent Rooker hit 2, but the NL did out homer them 4-3. Like you said, Kyle Schwarber hit a home run on every swing, and they didn't even need Pete Alonso to win the game.
Which he would have hit at least 2.
Yeah. And as a result, not only did the National League win the game, but Kyle Schwarber is awarded the National League or the All-Star Game MVP. So Not totally sure how I
First
feel
player to
about
hit
that.
3 home runs in an All-Star game.
Technically, yes. Yes, you can say that. That is technically a true statement.
Off a BP pitcher.
Yeah. I think Pete probably could have gotten the MVP for this game, the 3-run homer making it 5-0. Especially
Pete?
considering Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
Especially considering the comeback that the AL made, to tie the game. If Pete didn't do that, along with the other players, but especially like that swing really made a difference for the National League.
Yeah, and it was definitely nice to see the National League win after they haven't won in like a decade.
Yeah, they've out of the last 12 All-Star games, the American League has won 10 of them. The National League lost 9 All-Star games in a row from 2013 to 2022. They've won in 2023 and 2025. So 2 out of the last 3 years, so
Riding
it's
high.
looking up. Maybe depends on you just gotta slice the numbers a certain way and it looks good.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say that wraps up our summary and breakdown and thoughts and opinions and any other synonyms that I can come up with for this video. What do you say, CJ?
Yeah, I think so. This was a super exciting All-Star break, and it was great. It was great covering everything that went down.
Yeah, so next video, we are going to be actually making a video for those who are familiar with this, MLB Immaculate Grid. So basically, honestly, CJ, how would you describe Immaculate Grid? I feel like you'd be a bit better at describing it.
So I would describe it as, the grid format is you have 9 boxes total. There's 3 rows going horizontally and 3 rows going vertically. And each row is described by a different category that you have to pick a player of. And each box will line up with a horizontal row and a vertical row. That's how grid works. So there's going to be 2 rules that apply to each player that we have to pick. Maybe it's going to be like who won an MVP in their career, and the other one's going to be who won a Gold Glove in their career. So we have to pick a Gold Glove award winner who also won an MVP. There's also like some stat stuff mixed in there, like who won 20 games in a season, who hit 300 in a season, kind of things like that.
Or who also played for the Angels and the Orioles.
Yeah, team specific too.
You'd have to pick, yeah.
Yep, yeah. You could pick Mark Trumbo.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
Because you can pick, it's not only active players, you can pick any player who has ever played in a game in baseball history.
So yeah, me and CJ are just going to be seeing how good of a score we can get when we do that, and it should be a really fun video and also some different content. We've been doing a lot of breakdowns, summaries, reviews of stuff, so I feel like it'd be fun to kind of switch it up a bit since we're in the All-Star break right now, so we don't really have any games to cover, mostly news and maybe trades. So we're just going to do some other fun related baseball content while we're waiting for the games to pick back up. Yeah,
it's going to be a fun time.
Yep, and we will also be doing other MLB games as well, maybe some more Marvel-related game stuff, fun for those who are interested in that. So yeah, that is going to be today's episode of the Sci-Fly Zone, where the multiverse meets the 7th inning stretch. If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, leave them down in the comments, as we will be very happy to talk about it. We want to build a good community here, make sure everyone gets their thoughts and opinions voiced. So yeah, that has been today's episode. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.